Quizzing continues on BBC One shortly with Pop Quiz Christmas Special.
A major television premiere for Christmas Day on BBC Two. Chaos.
Good.
A cock raven is tormented, then released by its captors who've tied a bell around its neck. As he flies above the bleak Sicilian landscape, the bell rings, and each time it rings, a new story begins. Chaos, a major television premiere for Christmas Day at 8:55 on BBC Two.
Now, Sir Geraint Evans concludes his series with a look at the modern Christmas in The First Noels.
Comedy for Christmas Eve on BBC One. Walt Disney's One of Our Dinosaurs is Missing, starring Peter Ustinov and Derek Nimmo as the daring Lord Southmere in possession of a valuable secret formula.
I'm on a vital mission. There's not a moment to lose. Repeat that.
Vital mission, not a moment to lose.
This is what I think. In order to bring the formula into the country, you transformed it onto a very small piece of film, which was very easy to hide. Where is the film now?
Ah, yes, I mean, where indeed?
We shall steal dinosaur. Steal dinosaur?
Oh, they're going to steal our dinosaur!
Microphone!
One of Our Dinosaurs is Missing, tonight at 6:55 on BBC One.
Now on BBC One, it's time to release for the last time the magic and mystery contained in John Masefield's The Box of Delights. On BBC Two now, Sir Geraint Evans discusses the history of the modern carol, tracing its development from the first Noels. Here on BBC One, it's the music of the charts which sets the tone for Mike Reed's Pop Quiz Christmas Special.
Good afternoon, welcome to the festive Christmas Eve edition of Pop Quiz.
Entertainment for Christmas Day on BBC One with Paul Daniels and a magic Christmas show. Amongst Paul's special guests, high-speed juggler Chris Kramer.
Not a lot.
And legendary international clown George Carr.
Maybe, but not a lot.
And there are special guest appearances by Robert Maxwell and a host of surprise celebrities. The Paul Daniels Magic Christmas Show on Christmas Day at 6:35 on BBC One.
On BBC Two now, there's the film of the classic story Little Women, starring Elizabeth Taylor as one of four sisters growing up in the America of the 1860s. Well, here in 15 minutes on BBC One, the Blue Peter studio is transformed for the stars of the Nutcracker Ballet into the Kingdom of Snow. And in a way, that's where our journey takes us now, as Jeremy Irons reads Paul Gallico's Snowflake.
Entertainment for Boxing Day on BBC One. At 10 to 2, The Flight of the Phoenix. Drama follows a forced landing in the desert.
Back there under the wing before we lose somebody. No! See if you can get the emergency lighting system. We're free trapped in the back.
At 4:10, highlights of the 1984 Olympic gymnastics competition. At 5:15, Bob Monkhouse presents a special Christmas edition of Full House. And at 10 to 6, No Place Like Home.
Keep your hands off my Millicent.
No, the turkey.
I saw you.
I was only feeding her.
But then you leered at her, saying, I wish you a Merry Christmas, and showed her a sharp knife.
At 6:20, Escape to Victory. A wartime football match leads to a daring plan.
Colonel, what are you talking about? I'm talking about your escape.
Just part of the lineup for Boxing Day on BBC One.
Now, on BBC One, our special feature for Christmas night, as we rejoin Vincent Penny. Just Good Friends?
Listen.
On BBC One, before Noel Edmonds' live Christmas breakfast show, the weather prospects from Michael Fish.
Good morning to you all. I sincerely hope you're all having a very happy Christmas. There's nothing very seasonal about the weather at the moment, that is, unless you can count the sort of frosty start that many eastern areas had. In fact, there's a belt of rain working its way across the country, so we're all going to get wet, at least for a time. And then there's quite a change on the way. There will be some, as you might say, white weather around, because it's going to turn much colder behind that front. There'll be a fair number of showers coming in, and before the day's out, some of those showers could well turn to sleet or snow, but more especially probably in these more northwestern areas, and having said that, over the hills as well.
Christmas Day on BBC One. At 2 o'clock, Top of the Pops Christmas Special with an all-star lineup including Culture Club, Duran Duran, Nick Kershaw and Wham! At 3 o'clock, Her Majesty the Queen gives her Christmas Day broadcast to the Commonwealth. At 3:10, the music and magic of Walt Disney's Mary Poppins, starring Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke. At 5:30, Les Dawson hosts a special Christmas edition of Blankety Blank. And at 6:05, Heidi High.
I didn't expect all the girls to come as having 3 ball cards. They're just being silly. I wonder if you thought of coming as Ingrid Bergman.
I did.
At 6:35, the Paul Daniels Magic Christmas Show with special guests including Chris Cramo, George Carl and a host of surprise celebrities.
Not a lot.
At 7:25, Paul Nicholas and Jan Francis star in a Just Good Friends special.
It's nothing like a bike ride, is there?
No.
Do you enjoy it?
Wonderful.
Just part of the Christmas Day lineup on BBC One.
Now on BBC One, we leave the warmth of television. Noel, Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Michael, and a very, very Merry Christmas to you and to all our colleagues at the Television Centre, which you can see there live on Christmas Day morning. A very Merry Christmas to everybody across the United Kingdom. However, we are leaving the home of BBC Television and we are moving a few miles across the West End of London and then a few hundred feet up into the air. In fact, 620 feet above the City of London on a slightly drizzly Christmas Day morning. We are coming live across the United Kingdom and somewhere else as well from the top of the British Telecom Tower. England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, good morning. A very, very happy Christmas to everyone watching on RTE.
Some swashbuckling excitement this Christmas on BBC Two. Cecil B. DeMille's epic period drama, Reap the Wild Wind. A story of love, passion and adventure on the high seas.
She's breaking up fast, too. Why, her cargo's dead rich. Come on, gal.
and cargo. Get your men off the ship.
Lie still. They're taking off the crew now.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'll be here just as long as you need me.
I hope that'll be a long time.
John Wayne and Susan Hayward star in Reap the Wild Wind at 6 o'clock tomorrow on BBC Two.
And there's a feature film on BBC One now, as Michael Caine, Sylvester Stallone and Max von Sydow star in the British television premiere of an exciting World War II drama, Escape to Victory. Here on 2 at 7:25, Penelope Keith and Paul Eddington star in Noel Coward's comedy Hay Fever, trying to settle down to a quiet weekend, which turns out to be anything but quiet. Before that, we present a portrait of one of Hollywood's best-loved and most respected stars, movingly remembered by some of her friends and colleagues.
Programmes for this Christmas Thursday on BBC Two. There's swashbuckling adventure at 6 o'clock in Reap the Wild Wind, starring John Wayne and Susan Hayward.
Lie still. They're taking off the crew now.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'll be here just as long as you need me.
I hope that'll be a long time.
A story of painstaking reconstruction at 8 o'clock, when a unique English church is restored to its former glory.
Unlike their predecessors, today's restorers believe that every action they take should be reversible.
In complete contrast, the best and worst of Entertainment USA at 9 o'clock. Some of the superstars, videos and events from the last 4 series. At 9:55, it's goodbye, farewell and amen to MASH, the feature-length final episode which sadly ends the 11-year run. And with the Lindisfarne Christmas show at 11:50, that's Thursday night on BBC Two.
And perhaps you'll join us for some of those. Anyway, thank you for being with us tonight. We hope we added to the pleasure of your Boxing Day. And now, from all of us here on BBC Two, may I wish you a very good night. Good night to you. Tonight on BBC One, thank you very much for joining us, and from all of us here, a very good night. Good night.